to. So we'll explore how this amazing, friendly, creative block-based coding platform that can empower students to create games, stories, animations that promotes empathy, understanding, and collaborations together. Okay, so imagine your student using technology, not just to code, but to code for good. So turning their creativity into tools that they can promote peace. So by the end of today's session, you'll have the practical ideas and tools using Scratch that you can take back to your class, or even within the community. You have a library, or maybe within the student at home. So before you get started, so just a few housekeeping rules. You can continue introducing yourself through the chat. Tell us where you're coming from, and we love to know who we have today in the call so that you can be able even to interact more. Also, feel free to participate and ask any question at any time. This is a free space, so don't hold back. Just whenever you feel you have a question, drop it through the chat, and we'll take it through. Then please mute your mic and while others are speaking to ensure everyone can hear clearly. And yes, this session is being recorded, so don't worry. You'll get a link afterwards to revisit or even share with your colleagues at work and friends or maybe even parents. So, and now it's time. I welcome the speaker, who is Victor Muller. He'll guide us through how we can add sprites, how we can create simple projects depending on our theme today. So let's give a warm virtual welcome through the chat with your favorite emojis. Okay, so Victor, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Please just confirm on the chat if you can hear me. Nice. I can see we are now with everyone. Thank you so much. And I just want to take you through um, lasting piece with Scratch. Let me just share my screen. I hope you can all see my screen. So in this webinar, we are going to explore how we can counter hate speech and improve our collaboration with students and also promote peaceful learning. From the slide that I'm in, as you can see from the blocks, there are some few statements that when a green flag is clicked, it says that you imagine a world without hate. And then the next block switches backdrop to backdrop one, then creates, uh, then it says create kindness, not hate. So this is a simple message that you can create, uh, uh, that you can counter hate speech using Scratch. So it doesn't have to be a very big project that you're creating to uh, talk about peace. So however small it is, it's very important. So what if students code stories, games, or animation to help us counter hate speech and promote peace? How will it look like by doing so? Um, so we are going to go through this using Scratch and also learning how to navigate through Scratch and also the basics of it. From this slide, you can see the visual appearance of Scratch, where you'll see some blocks, which is on the left side of the image, and then the coding area, the sprite area, default sprite. So we are going to do this all practically with you all, and I hope we are going to have an interactive session with you. So before we do that, let's first see 4Ps plus 1. So what does this 4Ps mean? And the first one is project. So people work best when they are actively working on meaningful projects. And we have another one, which is peers. This is the second P, where learning works well when people share ideas by collaborating on projects. The third one, we have passion, where people work longer and harder on projects they care about. So what made you start the project, or what inspired you to decide to work on a specific project and not the other? And the other P we have is play. So learning involves playful experimentation, and by this it means that you are trying new things, testing boundaries, taking risks, and repeating again and again. So what um, so this means that if you failed, your project has failed in a specific level, this means that you're going to repeat again to make it more successful. Then the plus one is the purpose. So what purpose, or what made you decide on a specific project and not the other? So we are going to do all this through creative learning spiral, which involves around imagining, creating, play, share, reflect, and the process just revolves around that. And I want us all to, I'm going to switch to Scratch, where I want you to help me imagine which simple project we are going to create um, um, through Scratch that will help us promote peace in our communities, in our classrooms, and everywhere. So feel free to use your chat to give your suggestion, or you can just unmute. So what simple project can we create using Scratch? So this can be a very simple project, like just a conversation. Do you have any suggestions? So it can be a very simple project that we are going to create to promote lasting peace within our classrooms and even the community at large. Feel free to comment in the chat, or you can unmute. Anyone?
Okay. From Fav, she says we can have a project of two people expressing themselves, a bully and one who corrects them. Thank you, Fav. A Scratch project that allows learners to create an interactive animation showing peaceful behaviors in the classroom. Thank you, Rajab.
On those suggestions. So all these two suggestions we hear that we want an interactive animation. This can be among 2 people or more. And for us to start, let me first by introducing you to the Scratch interface. From what you can see on my screen, on the left side where my cursor is, you can see different circles, which is blue, purple, yellow, and more. So these are different categories where you can choose between motion, looks, and they are color coded. So when you click on it, they are color coded to help you distinguish between different blocks. And for this part where my cursor is hovering, these are blocks that help you perform different tasks on this platform. And then in the middle, the big white area, blank area, this is where now you can drag your block for it to function. And then on the top right here, this is where now you preview your code to see how it's working. And at the bottom, we have our sprite area. So a sprite is just like a character that you're introducing in an animation. So it can be anything, a person. For this one, it's a cat. So you can add it from the bottom, just hover it. You can search, you can choose a sprite or upload your own sprite. Then on the bottom right, we have our stage, which is basically if you want your background to be white, for example, this one, it's white, or you want another background to choose from. So from here, we have multiple backgrounds that we have. So you can choose whichever you want. So if I choose this one, it will appear here. If I want to switch between them, I can just choose whichever. So you can add as many backgrounds as you want. To go on people's suggestion on the chat, I want to, let me just delete this one. Okay. Okay, so we'll just add a new one. So from your suggestions, you suggested that we want to create a conversation that will promote peace in our classroom. So I want at least 2 characters that we are going to work with. So I'm going to look into our characters, and feel free to suggest any characters that you want in the chat. At least 2 characters. So any volunteer to suggest a character? It can be any character, person, an animal. So you can choose whichever you want from this place for animals, people. And
We have Mudenya suggesting Avri.
so let me delete this one. So any other character, the last character that you are going to use so that you can have a conversation between 2 people.
Unicorn 2, and you have Rajab suggesting Abby.
Okay, so let me go with the one I'm seeing right now, Abby. Thank you for your suggestions. And now, where do we want this character to have conversation in? So this For right now, we have this background, which we call backdrops. So someone to choose as or suggest any background that we are going to use from this list. So it can be any backdrop you like.
Wow, Rajab suggesting a beach.
A beach. Where did I see a beach? This one. So let me go with this one. Nice. So for us to make these sprites, which are characters to have a conversation, you have to click a specific sprite so that you can give it specific instructions. So for right now, if I want to make to give Abby instructions, I'll have to click her. And if I want Abby, I'll have to click Abby. So you'll see the difference in the highlight. For example, if I click this one, the focus changes to Abby. And the first thing I'll do is, what do we want our sprites to talk? From your suggestions, you say that a conversation. And if we want conversations, we go on our left panel, and from the categories, you'll go to looks, where you'll find different options. So do we want, what do we want to do here? For them to think or say something. Please feel free to let me know your suggestions. So what do you want Avery to do? Do you want Avery to say something?
Faith suggest to say something.
Amazing. So for this one, I'll drag say hello. So if I click this one, you can see Avery saying something. So I love here a text having Avery to greet Abby. So I'll say hi, Abby. So you can edit the text however you want. So hi, Abby. There it is. So for you to have them to communicate without clicking now the specific block, you need to have an event. So here we have different types of event. So you can say when you click a green flag, or when a key is pressed. These are different keys, the space, arrow, A, or different type. So whichever event you choose will be good according to how you want. So right now I'm going to choose when I click the green flag. And so if you're wondering where the green flag is, it's at the top of the playing where you are going to preview your code. So this is the green flag at the top right of your screen. So when I click the green flag, you can now see Avery is talking without me clicking the specific code. So I want Abby to reply back. So I'm going to click her. So as you can see, the code that was here has disappeared because now this one is a new character. So you need to give her new instructions. So as before, we say that we are going to look to make her talk. So we are going to say, so we click here on the text and delete this one and say, hi, Avery. How are you doing? Amazing. So let me try to click the green flag and see what will happen. So as you can see, we only have one conversation here. Um, why do you all think that Abby is not replying back? If I can have any suggestion, why is Abby not replying back? Any idea from the chat? Or you can unmute. So why do we think that Abby is not replying back? Yet we clicked the green flag. We can see Avery greeting Abby.
Ezekiel says because she has yet received any command, so she can start.
Amazing. So if we want, as before, we've said that we need events to make things happen. So we go to events and see which one is suitable here for this event. So we can see different events, and I'm going to choose which event here. Or we can, so there are different ways that you can do this. You can even go to controls. As you can see here, we have here control say that you wait for 1 second, or you can change however seconds she waits before replying back. So we go back and see on Abby. So she said this for 2 seconds. So I'm going to wait for 3 seconds here. Not there. Yeah, Avery said for 2 seconds. So I'm going to wait here for at least 3 seconds before replying. So when I click the green flag, so let me see if something will happen. Oh, nothing, because this one is not an event, as you can see. So let's try to use an event instead. So from events, we can see this one is the suitable one. So a broadcast is like someone telling you something over a phone or a speaker to do something. So first of all, we are going to place a broadcast on Avery, because she's the one trying to greet Abby. So we can rename the broadcast however much we like. So this one will be greetings. Okay. Then when we go here, just delete this one, and then we drag this broadcast. Pardon. Um, when I receive greetings, so you can choose whichever broadcast you created here. So when I receive greetings, Abby replies. So let's see now our program, how it works. So remember, your program will only work how you tell it to work. So as you can see now, Abby is able to reply, because we need to have events for our program to say something. So now, as you can see here, Avery said, Abby said, "Hi, Avi, how are you doing?" So I'm going here on the looks and try to respond um, by saying something here. Oh, I am doing, um, I'm doing great. Um, what do you think about uh, this in our community? So as you can see, we need to broadcast a message for it to work. So we are going to create another broadcast. So as you notice, there are two broadcasts. There is just a broadcast and broadcast and wait. So for broadcast and wait, this one will help you wait for someone to reply before you go to the next instruction. So for this one, I'm going to call it peace. So you can create as many broadcasts as you want. So when I go to Abby, Abby will try to say something here. First of all, we need to choose here, again, a broadcast and wait. So this one was peace. So make sure that you've chosen the correct broadcast. Then on looks, so here she'll say something like, I think peace is very important among people for a good economy, something like that, in our society or country. So it can be however much you like the text to be. So let's click and see, let's click the green flag and see the conversation. So as you can see, there is confusion between the text. That's because you need to use the broadcast and wait for it to work correctly. So I'm just going to make this as simple as possible. So you can use several times if you want maybe your code to repeat several times. You can use whichever blocks you want. And also there are some sensing features where you can, when you touch a character with a mouse pointer, the character will do something, and also some few other operators that you can use, and also you can create your own blocks if you want. So there are some also extra blocks from here. So if you want music or using your pen to draw the characters, so this can be you can be very imaginative as possible. So for example, for here we have a text to speech. Maybe now you want your character to speak instead of showing some text. So I'm just going to try and use this one, for example, and replace this text here. So I'm going to say here. So you need to make sure that your blocks are connecting with each other so that the flow can continue. So I'm going to say here, hi, Abby. And then for Abby, I'm going to again replace it with speech. So you can do whatever you want. Maybe you just want a text or you want a voice. So here I'll say, hi, Avery. So let's see if we'll have some audio.
Hi, Abby. Hi, Avery.
So as you can see, there is some audio. So it will depend however much you want. So this can be a very simple project to teach our children in the classroom, or even creating animations to show people how peace can be done through fun projects, collaborating um, with others, as we have. You've helped me with different characters here and how our background should look like. So it can be as wild as possible. So you can do this on your own free time and also explore more on these features. So there are vast features that you can do. So for this one, I was just introducing you to how people can imagine, as we have create, play, um, and reflect on ideas. You can download this project and also share with people. You can basically save it and go to file, then save however or wherever you want. So you can load on your computer or save on your computer and so on. So that's all about the creative learning spiral, which we've done it practically using Scratch. Any question from the audience? Please feel free to ask your question.
How they are presented. Thank you. And Mudenya asked, how can I save a project on my computer?
I hope you can all see on my screen. So saving on your computer, as you can see on the top bar, there are different tabs: settings, file, editing, and all that. So you can first rename your project. So here I can rename it Peace. Then I go to, it will autosave if you are using a browser. If you are using a downloaded Scratch app, you can save it manually. So I go to File, then at the bottom, you can see Save to your computer. So if you want to save on your computer for later use. So I'll save it. As you can see, this is the project that is being saved. Peace.sb3. So if I go back on my home, if I want to reuse it another time, or if someone wants to use, when I go to create, just to load my project, then I go back to file. So as you can see, it's fresh. It has nothing in it. So I open, then load from your computer. So I'll go wherever I saved my project. It is in downloads, then peace.sb3. Then I can replace the content. So as you can see, it's the previous
Hi, Abby. Hi, Avery.
project that we use. Thank you for that. Any other question?
Thank you, Rajab. You have shared a written statement on how to save it. Thank you for that.
Wow. This has been nice. Thank you all. If you have more questions, you can keep them coming. I take it back to Janice.
Thank you, Victor. That was an amazing session. I hope everyone has just learned something valuable that you can take back to your classes, or maybe try it with yourself or with a friend. So, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. And before we are moved towards closing, let's hear from. Oh, no, actually, if you have any reflection, let them still continue reflection, or a question. Let them continue through the chat. Before we close, within the next 10 minutes, we will share them. So just have something as we are wrapping up. As you reflect on today's sessions, what if every student could use a scratch to express their ideas to promote peace? Like there's someone who say like for is where students freely express themselves and feeling comfortable when corrections are done. What about when you can use scratch on doing so? So continue reflecting on that, and also think of how will that transform your teaching or your learning environment with your kids. So we love to hear your stories and experience from that when you go back, when you go to experiment using Scratch in your classes. And don't forget to share them using on our social medias at edutab.africa.